It's not a nice day out here at the Carving Fusion Inspiration Station. So, I want to talk a minute to the people wanting to get into chainsaw carving or already doing chainsaw carving. Stand by, I gotta check something out. Here's my battery saws. Here's a Stihl 170. Here's a shout out to Lou. Hey Lou, how you doing, buddy? There is a Stihl carving bar. Dime tip. 12 inches long. All the Stihl bars are 12 inches long. You can get 043 gauge or 050 gauge. 043 gauge is the thinner chain. I don't like it that much. 050 gauge is a thicker chain. This saw already has a sprocket on it. You do not need to change the sprocket. But if you were going to put this bar on a 170, MS 170 gas saw, okay, battery, gas. If you're going to put the Stihl bar on the 170, this comes with a 3/8 sprocket. You need to get yourself a 1/4 pitch sprocket to put on this saw if you're going to buy the 170 with the Stihl carving bar or any other carving bars. I know 3/8 low pro works, but you can't use dime tip for that. Anyways, so I forgot my bigger saws today. I had this wedge here. This wedge is half of this owl wedge. I cut it in half. I was confused. I didn't know what to carve on it. I was going to carve an ocean theme like a whale, but the whale wouldn't work. This is an old crusty piece of cedar. See how wide this other one was? Old, crusty, full of sand, all the back here. Now, I didn't want to go home and get my bigger saws to block this out. So, basically, I don't care what anybody says. All right? I do not care. I blocked this out with this little battery 140C saw with a 12-inch carving bar. All right? Block by block. You got to do what you got to do. I don't care what anybody says. If you don't have, get yourself a saw like this or the 170. If you want to block out things like this, you can block them out. Where's the tape measure? This sucker's 39 inches. Well, almost 40. It was about 45, but I had to cut it shorter. Now, I'm not focusing on the lighthouse too much on this. Yeah, sure, it looks silly right now. Don't really care. Because what I've wanted to do for a long time, some of those real professional chainsaw carvers, they make wicked looking waves with their, now, here's another part. Wicked looking waves. Now, this is the cheapest gouge you can get. Okay, it's got 4 cutters on there. You get this on Amazon. I think it's like $100. Now, I've been told that this is not too safe because, well, that wheel might fall off. I think it was Stephen Kenzora, but this is the second one I've had. I myself have had no problems. You have that guard there. When you buy this saw, it comes with a new sprocket. This sprocket's just round. It's easy to take off your old sprocket. Now this gouge will work for, it comes with 2 different sprockets. This one for the Stihls, and it comes for one with the Husky. But if you're going to buy it, I'll leave a link to this below. I don't know if it's on Amazon anymore. But it's easy. You see this pin here? Right here. All you do, it's like a C-pin or whatever you call it, clamp. All you do is pop it out, take the sprocket out, put the new sprocket in, and put this pin back in. But the problem that I have with this, I didn't have, because I needed 2 washers for here. You see behind the screws, it comes with 2 washers too, right? If you just use, see the silver thing? This is what comes with the Stihl saw, like a washer. If you just use this washer this pin will not go in there. So I suggest getting yourself another washer like this one where I'm pointing, sand it down, use your Dremel metalworking burrs, grind it down, then that pin will go in there. Now, this original steel one, you can't see it, but I took it upstairs to my Dremel table, got my metalworking burr, and I grinded the back of the outside edge down so it fit in there a bit better. Now, if you look closely at that pin, I even grinded the bits of the pin down so it slides in the groove, because there's a groove inside there. So just remember, if you buy this, you're going to have to fabricate your own washer, make it thin, or if you can buy a thinner one, so that pin will slide in there. I'm hoping this pin will stay in there and not pop out when I'm using this, because I want to make the waves with this. Okay, so because when I was changing it yesterday, I had another pin. I tried to put it in, ping, it flew off, and I landed on the grass, and I have to get my metal detector to find it. So just remember, you have to, most cases, this steel washer won't work. Get yourself a washer like that's in here and grind it flatter so that pin gets in there. I know I repeat, but. So we're going to fire this up. I haven't used this in a while. It comes with the belt. Another thing about this too, make sure you drain your oil, because you don't want oil on that belt. So you do not want this thing pumping oil. Right? Get oil on that belt, that thing's just going to slide. So I've been having it sit there draining. I'll put my oil cap back on. Now, when I did it before, I would, couple times I put that cap on there, and I forgot that this thing doesn't take oil, and I'd put oil in there, and then it would make a freaking mess out of this belt. So I'm just going to put this paint on there. This is a paint pen, so hopefully it will remind me, don't put oil in there. I don't know. Sometimes stupid people got to do things stupid ways. Hi, Liz. So like I said, this is Lighthouse. I will try and make it nice. I think this is a little bit long, but it needs to have a light in there, maybe a little door up here. This is more, I want to try and make this more, I wasn't going to film for this at all. I was going to make this more of like an artistic thing. So I want to get that gouge in there, and I want to gouge out this, because I want this to look like a big wave around back. Yeah, so this is the rocks, the little house. Then there'll be water down here. I might draw a starfish on there, a couple of them or something, or friggin' alligator or a shark. Now this wave, I want to be coming like this way. Like it hit and now it's splashing out. This is just me practicing. I really shouldn't be filming for this, but I'm like, once I carved it out with this saw, why can't you guys do that? You sure can. Here's the other one. Here's a newer model, the MSA 70C. This has got an 8-inch cannon bar on it, dime tip. Carry on, fire up this saw, get this friggin' gouger going, and just start ripping shit. It's also good to have a portable shit bucket when you get pissed off. Anyways, that pin fell off. I knew it was gonna. So this is where the belt ended up. So anyways, here's the sprocket. And that bearing inside there flew out. And lucky, that's what I saw. That's what I watched go flying. So anyways, pissed me off. That's what I did so far. I was thinking maybe, because when I was doing that, the belt part of the thing was kind of hitting here. So I said maybe I should do it with a chainsaw. But you can see how that gouger worked. I'll do all down here. Freaking pissed me off. I am not getting my metal detector out and scanning this ground. That pin could have went friggin' anywhere. Fucked anyways. Oops. So that's going to be it for me today. So this is going to be old rickety, old, really old, before they had bricks, a stone lighthouse. Yep. There's a perfect example of how I'm lazy. So what I burnt the stones within, well, carved them and burnt them, is this Dremel 125 bit. Now these don't quite burn the wood when they're brand new, so try and make it dull. Once it's a bit duller, then it will burn the wood better. So that's that. Now tomorrow, if I come here, I'm going to carve this whole thing in stone. I'm going to carve this little house down here in stone. I got to go to the chainsaw shop right now, see if they have the new washer for the 170. I called my own bluff, so I knew that washer wasn't going to hold, so I shouldn't have got mad. It's my own fault, right? Human error. So that's it, everybody. There's goes to show you, look what I did with those two saws. That's lots of bulking out, block by block. I got my I carved this tree planter the other day. I just sprayed it with that Flexo Seal. You know, when I spray the planters with the Flexo Seal, here, there's a Flex Seal. When I spray these planters with this Flex Seal, it gives it, there's a drain hole in there, it gives it so much more life. And because cedar's toxic and plants don't like it, so I don't know why they even sell cedar boxes around, but the plants do so much better when you spray this rubber in there, and you're protecting the wood at the same time. So this was like 20 bucks a can. I'll probably be able to do 3 or 4 pots this size. There's a size for you with this can. Anyways, Flex Seal. Put it back in the closet of bullshit. Carbon Fusion, over and out. Okay, so I made it to the home fort. I found that pin with the metal detector. So there's the C pin. Now I don't have a washer in there, and it spins fine. So I think I'm going to use this without the washer, because there's not that much wiggle room. So I think that will be just fine. Better than it was before. So anyways, that's that, problem solved.